Yo, what's going on YouTube, man? So in today's video, what I got for you guys is a tip video. I see you guys really enjoyed the last one I did, so I got a 9 steps or 9 things to avoid when you're playing Warzone. And just keep in mind that these are mistakes that I made early on when I was like playing the game like day 1, day 2, and mistakes I see my teammates making. So before we get into this video, man, I hope you guys can drop a like on the video and subscribe if you are new for more videos. And then one more thing before we get into this video, I do stream on Twitch. I'm currently at like a 4.5 KD with like 12 wins. So if you guys want to see that type of gameplay, man, just head over to my Twitch. Link in the description and in the comment section. All right, man, so to kick off this video, the first mistake I want you guys to avoid is panicking when you're in the Gulag for the 1v1. Relax, take your time, man, keep your ADS up. You don't have to like rush. Let your opponent make the first move or let him make the first mistake and then punish him for it. Like I see a lot of my teammates, they like get upset when they get like a certain gun before the match even starts, and like you can't really be mad that you have a certain gun because at that point you're already doubting yourself, and then you're gonna start to panic if you take damage. Like it's just all bad. Just don't do that. Don't panic. You got that. Just be confident and just keep your ADS up and take your time. And then one more thing, before the fight even starts, pay attention to what lethals and equipment you have. All right, so next thing I want to get out the way is regarding the Gulag again. So let's say that you do win your 1v1 and you come back, or if your teammate buys you back in. What you want to avoid is having a loadout that does not have fully loaded as like a perk. So what I mean is that whenever you're like selecting your gun and your attachments for your gun, on that screen there is a perk section. It's not your regular 3 perks, it's a perk for the gun, and it's called fully loaded. So if you guys do select that, then when you come back and you guys have like a supply crate, you get full ammo for both of your weapons. Because I do know how tough it is trying to get back on your feet with no ammo. All right, now moving on to number 3, what I have for you guys is to always keep armor plates. Like, make that a priority. Whenever you hit like a supply station, make sure the first thing you're buying is plates. I see a lot of people, they prioritize like the loadout kits, but honestly, your weapons are not gonna help you if you don't have any HP. And besides that, man, the armor plates are only 1,500 and you get a stack of 5. You can easily split those with your teammates and then just loot up for more money and move on from there. And then honestly, man, the M13 and the MP7 is a great loadout. So you're not really in the need to get like a supply crate early on. All right, so moving on from that, a big mistake that I try to avoid every single game is to be the last one rotating into the circle, like the final 2 circles. Like you never want to be the last person to, or the last team to actually rotate in. Because when you do that, man, you have like multiple teams targeting you, and then also you have the storm behind you. So at that point, man, you're pretty much just screwed. Like just be proactive at looking at the map and seeing where the next zone is and then rotating from there as soon as it pops up. I can't tell you guys like how many very high, like very high kill games I've lost due to being the last people to rotate into the circle. Trust me, that is not a mistake you want to keep making. So to recap this one, man, pay attention to the next zone, and as soon as it pops up, get there. Now another mistake I want you guys to avoid, it goes hand in hand with the being the last team to rotate the circle. When you're actually in the circle, do not take low ground. Low ground will get you killed every single time you're in the circle. I've lost a lot of games rotating into the circle last, and on top of that, you get a terrible position when you're the last team to rotate in, because every other team is already set up with their snipers, their ARs, and it's very easy for them to pick you off when you're the last people to come into the storm. So that's really why those two go hand in hand. So don't be the last team to rotate in, because you're gonna get terrible position, not by choice, but by force. So just be proactive at rotating soon. All right, now this next one kind of seems like common sense, but you guys really want to avoid storm fights. Like there is no surviving the storm. Sometimes you can't even outrun it because your character moves so slow, and if there's no vehicles around you, you're basically dead. Like if you're in a gunfight with a team and the storm is already rolling in and you guys think that you might be able to kill them, just get out of there. Because 9 times out of 10, if you do get the kill, or if you do get like the squad wipe, the storm is going to kill you. When I tell you guys that I've lost so many high kill games due to this, and the past 2 things I just mentioned, just don't do it. You're gonna be upset. Stay out the storm, rotate early, and get high ground. All right, now another thing I want you guys to avoid is to not have streaks in like the final 2 zones. The supply station will be your best friend in the war zone, so just stack up on streaks and try to keep them for as long as possible until you absolutely need them. And what I mean by the streaks are like the UAVs and the strikes, the airstrikes. The UAVs are actually pretty overpowered if you ask me in the last 2 zones, because then you can see every single team that's left on the map. And then let's say that there is a team that already has like high ground in the circle. If you call an airstrike on their location, they have no choice but to move, and then you guys can push in from there. So a big mistake that I still make, and what I made early on, was like pushing through cities or building compounds without a UAV or a heartbeat sensor. It's pretty crazy like how many teams or how many people actually sit in like random buildings that you would never think that they would be at, but they're there for whatever reason, it's just avoid that at all costs. Have a UAV or a heartbeat sensor when you're pushing through complexes or cities, building, just anything that people might sit at, they probably will be sitting at. All right, and now the last two things I want you guys to avoid, they kind of go hand in hand, so I'm gonna just break down each one. So the first one I have here is avoid splitting up at all costs with your teammates. Like in this game, it is so hard to get double kills, let alone a triple kill by yourself. Like you die so fast in this game, and it's kind of hard to actually kill people with just one clip. It takes like 10 bullets to down somebody and then 10 bullets to get the kill, and then you have 2 more people to worry about. So avoid splitting up. You're stronger in numbers and not by yourself. And then the last thing I want you guys to avoid is playing without communication. Like I know the pinging system is great and all, you can ping enemies and equipment and stuff, but if you guys aren't actually talking and communicating, then it's kind of hard to win games, let alone gunfights. Like try to find people that you can play with, or try to find friends that you can play with that you can actually talk to, and not just random people that don't have mics and don't really know how to play the game. And if you don't know anybody, just keep playing with randoms until you find people that you can make friends with and play from there. So that is it, man. That is 9 things I want you guys to avoid and the mistakes I made early on. If you guys did find this helpful, man, once again, go ahead and drop a like on the video, subscribe if you are new. And then just remember, I do stream every day on Twitch, link in the description and in the comment section. And with that being said, man, I'm gonna catch you guys later.